supporting you in your dog parenting journey. The Dynamic Dog Owner with Debbie Potter.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Dynamic Dog Owner, the podcast designed to support you, the dog parent, in your dog parenting journey. Don't forget, if you haven't checked it out yet, you can watch us on YouTube. So not only can you hear me, you can see me if you're on YouTube. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But you'll also see our new little pretty setup we've got that makes the YouTube experience just a little bit more pleasing to the eye. So this week we are going to be talking about different dog sports. Because I think there is a world of opportunity out there that most people don't know about. As a general dog owner, if you aren't in the dog training world, if you don't hear about and see about all the different things that are available on social media and available to you, you just wouldn't know they were there. And I think it would be good if more people knew about the different options. So obviously today we're not going to talk about everything because I don't know about everything. I'm sure there's a dog sport I've not heard of. And in case you didn't know, I don't plan these podcast episodes. There is no planning that happens. I just go, what shall I talk about today? And I sit and have a little natter to the camera. So I don't plan. I don't prepare. I haven't got a list in front of me to go through. It'll just be what I think of in my head. So I am bound to forget stuff. So this is not an exhaustive list. The reason for this podcast, I think that most people know about one sport and think that's the only option, and there is so much more. Agility. Who hasn't tried agility, heard of agility? Everyone has. And it seems to be the go-to sport for most people when they're thinking about what shall I do with my dog? I want them to do agility. I would say, out of the people I see and speak to, probably a good 90% go, oh, I'd like my dog to do agility, or we tried agility. Not many people say they've tried something else. Now, why is that? Who knows? Probably because agility is one of the main things on crufts. You see a lot of agility at crufts. There's a list, we see more and more sports on crufts, but it's just the thing that is traditionally what we offer and what we do. Not saying it's bad, not saying it's right for every dog. It's nothing but wrong with agility. Personally, it's not for me. I will tell you a little story. I tried agility once. So before my world had been opened up to all the other things that were available, I thought, right, I've got a dog that could probably do it. I'm going to take Dave to agility. Now, if any of you have seen or know Dave, he is not the most agile of dogs. He's a big Labrador. He's a big boned, solid chunk of a lab. But when he was a year old, I was like, cool, let's try it. So I booked a 6-week course, which I did not complete, because I ended up with a black eye. Yes, I went to agility and ended up with a black eye. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for him. Now, what I could have done is gone, well, that's it then. There's no dog sports for us. But we found alternatives. And that's why we're doing this episode. Because you may have only heard of one or two sports, and the ones you've heard of might not be right for you and your dog. But there's bound to be something out there that is right for you and your dog. So how did I get the black eye? Let's address that issue first. So we went to a beginner's course. Dave was actually all right at it. He was younger, agile then. He was brilliant at weaving. He did that. He was all right. Jumps, he was a bit naff at. One of the biggest issues, I couldn't keep up. And he's my slowest dog. I can't keep up. To do agility, you've got to be just as good and quick and fast as your dog. And yeah, just not for us. But he was quite fearless. He is still quite fearless, but he's a bit of a clumsy oaf. So basically, we were working on rewarding the contacts, so making sure he came off of the equipment nicely. He went up the A-frame. So he went up and over an A-frame. I bent down at the bottom, ready to reward him for the contacts at the bottom. And he didn't really break and went bam, slammed into my face. So his bony head collided with my eyes. I was seeing stars for a few moments, and obviously I had to compose myself to drive home afterwards. And my whole of my eye was black for about a week. Looked like I'd been in a fight. I was like, nope, the dog did it at agility. At that point, I think it was the third or fourth session in, maybe. I was like, this isn't for us. And that was our experience of agility. We've never tried it again since. It's not right for any of my dogs. It's certainly not right for me. But say if you didn't know, you only thought agility was the only thing on offer, then you and your dog would be missing out. So what else is available? Obviously, agility is great, for some dogs. Not for every dog, but it is good. Dogs enjoy it. It's readily available. Everywhere you can find agility trainers. But what else is there? So there's other things that you can do if agility isn't for you or your dog. So what could you do instead? Similar but different, hoopers. Have you heard of hoopers? Most people haven't. Hoopers is similar to agility in the fact that they complete a course. But the difference is that it's designed as all ability. Agility, obviously, as I said, the people have to be really fast and really fit, as do the dogs. And there's a lot of running, jumping, and tight turns. Hence, you can't start agility until your dog is probably 18 months old. So you have to wait to do it. Hoopers is different because it's flat. So what that means is there's no jumping. Everything is on the floor. So obviously in agility, you've got walks, you've got A-frames, you've got tunnels, you've got jumps, you've got weaves. In hoopers, there's only 3 pieces of equipment. Hoops. So I don't mean like a round hoop. It's kind of like an arched hoop. So it's almost like a little hoop arch. You've also got barrels. So a big, tall barrel, and then occasionally tunnels. And basically, those are the 3 items. And all you have to do is learn to go through the hoops, around the barrels, and through the tunnels. That's it. So there's no jumping and there's no landing. There's no tight turns. It's very sweeping. So what that means is it's suitable for all dogs. Younger dogs, older dogs. Dogs who aren't as mobile, dogs who've got joint issues, and when they get older, if they've done agility or move on to hoopers, it doesn't put as much strain on the joints. So it's all ability for all dogs. The tunnels in hoopers are a little bit bigger, so bigger breeds can do it too. And for people, the aim is in agility, it's run fast, catch up with your dog. In hoopers, it's you get extra points if you stand still. So it all works on distance handling. So in a way, it's very thought-based. Dogs have to think. They have to think about where they're going. They have to follow the directional cues of their humans, potentially at a distance. So if they're faced with 2 hoops, they have to go, do I go left or do I go right? So they have to think as well as run. And I like it. It's what Dave and I have enjoyed the most. It's the thing he finds the easiest and he quite likes it. He's done it since he was probably about 18 months old. Not like regularly, but he'll often have a little spurt of doing it and he likes it. I like it. I think it's a really good sport. So it's great for people who don't want to run, whether that just be through choice or through ability. And it's great for dogs of all ages, all sizes, and all physical capabilities. But they're still getting the joy of completing a course. So you can still go and compete in it. You still have levels to work through. You still have competitions. So if you like the competition element of agility, it's a perfect alternative. So those 2 are quite similar, but hoopers hasn't been around as long. It's a relatively new sport and it's still kind of getting its momentum and getting its reputation, but it's really good for dogs and it's really fun. I enjoy it. You've also got scent-based activities. So you may think that's not really a sport, but it is. That's like saying darts isn't a sport or chess isn't a sport. They're all games, they're all sports. They're maybe not as active, but they're sports. So in scenting, there's loads of different sports. And again, I probably won't mention them all because my brain might not remember them all. But to name a few and what the differences are, you've got scent detection. So scent detection is effectively, the way I describe it, is like drug sniffing, but without the drugs. So we've all seen drug sniffer dogs at airports, at festivals, at concerts, loads of different places. They are trained to sniff for certain odours and then tell their handler when they've found it. And you might go, well, how's that a sport? It is because there's competitions in it. But it's something, we see it professionally, we see it with working dogs and we go, wow, how clever is that dog? My dog would never be able to do that, when they totally can. It works on your dog learning the scent and then learning how to find that scent, how to show you it's there. And we can have competitions to help build up their skills and their knowledge around it. You compete with each other. You can compete against other people. You can have teams. It's great. The beauty of it is any dog can do it. Absolutely any dog can do scent detection, any breed, any age, any size. 8-week-old puppies can start scent detection. You don't need any equipment. So it's not like somewhere you've got to go to agility and have all the equipment, or you've got to go to Hoopers. All you need is your scent, which you can store easily and take with you anywhere in your pocket. So it's something you can practice anywhere and everywhere. So it's much more accessible, which I think is really good. And again, it's becoming more and more and more popular. So more people are offering it. It's available in more places. You've then got things like tracking and man trailing, which is similar but different. So they again are scent based. So you've got tracking, which is following ground disturbance. So replicating effectively baddies who have dropped evidence, and police dogs would go and follow their trail and find where they've left stuff. But again, for fun. So it's laying a trail that your dog can then follow and finding things on the trail. Again, I think it's really good. I enjoy it with my dog. Rem's good at it. Dave, in fact, they all do. Even Fred is good at tracking. Now that's saying something. Any dog can do tracking. Because Fred doesn't really like scent detection. He likes the indication part because he gets to stand still. But the actual searching he doesn't get, but tracking he does. So all dogs can do tracking. It's something they naturally do. We just tend to stop them from doing it, so they can all do it. And again, you can have trials in it, so you can have a little test effectively to see how your progress is. You've then got trailing, which again is similar but different. So rather than finding like hidden things, it's finding people. So a person gives the scent of themselves to the dog. They go off and hide, and the dog has to follow the air scent and try and find them and find the person. And there's a few different variations of it. Really, really cool. Again, useful, natural. Dogs are quite good at it. And it's quite a fun thing. Once you've learned it, you can just borrow a friend. Again, you don't need too much equipment. So again, it's really cool. I mean, this is kind of a scent-based activity, but you've then got a relatively new thing, barn hunting, which is basically a barn full of straw and hay bales and the scent of a rat. Some people use a dead rat, which maybe is a bit much, but you can buy a scented rat. So terriers, for example, love it. They have to go and run all throughout the barn, through the hay bales, trying to find this scent and then get it. Now, that is a fantastic way of stimulating your terrier, but most dogs would probably do it too. Now, I don't know if you can count this as a sport, but I think you probably can. Gun dog. Gun dog training is a sport effectively because, again, you can compete in it, as is obedience. So we all know what gun dog training is because it's, again, really popular for your gun dog breeds. It's teaching them how to work on a shoot. Obviously, you don't have to ever do that. You can just enjoy the skills. Obedience training. So you've got things like rally, which is heel work obedience. So you ask your dog to do stuff whilst walking at heel. You've then got heel work to music. So if you like some fancy tricks, you can do a routine and teach your dog how to do a routine together, which again, really cute. What else is there? This is where my mind's going to start going blank now. What else is there? You've then got things like mondjoring, which is typically like bite work, but any dog can do it. Again, it's heel work, it's retrieving, it's protection, not for the purpose of protecting people, but it's channeling the energies of some breeds. You've got the bite work sports where they have to learn to, all linked, where, they have to learn to take down a person in a bite suit. Again, for some breeds, it's breed outlet. These things are great. Not all dogs would like it. Not all dogs would do it, but a lot can. Again, a good thing to do with your dogs. You can compete in it. What else? There's loads of other things I can't think of anymore. So what else? You've got flyball. How about flyball? Flyball's cool. Flyball, again, typically you do see it on crufts, so it's quite a popular one, where dogs have to run over hurdles, grab a ball and get back to their owner as fast as possible. And then they compete in teams. You have to really want to train hard for that. Most flyball teams don't want you unless you're super speedy. But again, it suits some breeds. It doesn't suit others. Again, it's quite intense. Really intense. A bit like some of the sports like agility, for example, quite intense, as is that one. Dogs have to run hard and run fast. But some dogs, brilliant. You've also got things like, obviously, for your lurcher, whippet, hair coursing type breeds, you can do sports where they do have to chase a fluffy animal on a string. So again, they're getting to do that, compete. How fast can they do it? But it's doing breed outlets. Breed outlets are so important. And I think we underestimate them. All these sports are basically channeling what dogs can naturally do and then just putting a sport into it and making it official. I thought of something else then as I was speaking and I forgot about it. Dock diving. Dock diving's a sport, which is basically having a jetty or a dock and your dog running and jumping off the end into the water. How far can they go before they jump in? Bit like those crazy car things, if you've ever seen them. They used to have a birdman festival when I was growing up near the sea. And they'd make crazy bird outfits and have to run off the pier. How far could you get before you've sunk? That's effectively dock diving. How far can your dog jump before they get in the water? Loads of different things available. There's so much more than just the things you've heard of. So these are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. I don't want to just bore you going, what else can I think of? But there are, I think we've mentioned like 10 different sports, 10 different things you could try with your dog. The more you try, the more opportunities your dog has to find their thing. Everyone's got a thing, every dog, every breed has got something they're really, really good at. It doesn't have to be a breed specific thing. It can just be your dog. But trying different things out to see what floats their boat and also floats yours, you've got to enjoy it. We talked about a previous episode, I'm sure, where we compare our dogs to what previous dogs we've had or what their breed should do. But actually, it's about finding the thing you and your dog enjoy together. You've got to enjoy it. Your dog's got to enjoy it. And if you can find that thing that you both enjoy together, you've got something that you can do together, that you can be proud at, you can progress with, you can make new friends with. It can be a really nice way to just try something new and create a potential outlet for behaviours, make friends, dog and human. Most places, if you type any of these things into Google, they'll pop up where you can do it locally. Most people will offer like a free taster where you can go just have a whirl at it, see if your dog likes it, and then before you commit to doing more. But generally speaking, some of them are harder probably to find than others, but agility, hoopers, scent detection, trailing, even barn hunt now actually are all things you'll probably be able to find locally to you or within an hour's drive because they are quite popular. So hopefully we've mentioned some sports that you've not heard of before. Think, I'd like to try that. There's some things we offer, so get in touch. But whack it into Google, you will find someone near you that offers those things. Try something new with your dog, why not, hey? Rather than buy them a new toy for their birthday or Christmas, buy them an experience. Take them to a taster somewhere because you could be opening up a world of opportunity for them. If you found this useful, please, as always, do like the podcast episode, do leave a comment. And if you would like to subscribe and share it to friends, that would be amazing. Have a wonderful week and I'll catch up with you really soon.
Thank you for listening to The Dynamic Dog Owner with me, Debbie Potter. See you next time.